Good evening. Today is 21 of January 2020. The opposite video is in Greek language, and I'm trying on the fly to translate those kind of statements here. Today is a day that has special meaning for me, and this is a message from, goes always from criminals, closing one eye. That is meaning in first contact with a person, that criminals involving in my business, and the other person by closing one eye is meaning criminals approach my environment and they took about to this human being or people about me, and has to do with closing one eye, that my mental health is not good, I'm crazy, and I lost my logic. It's a catalog of more than it's a big catalog of new criminals language and with voice and speech and body messages that has to do direct threats about my life. Criminology and the law, in a few days or month, they're gonna learn that new language because it's important. This kind of communication exists the last years, and criminals, they try to deliver direct threats against life of the victims or the witnesses by keeping secret those kind of messages, and don't be in the eye of the other persons or in a closed circuit of cameras or anything else. It's a secret language, but it's complicated because, as I told you before, is a direct threat, and sometimes is those kind of messages has to do with direct death, not only threat. It's complicated. So today I'm making this statement. Like human being, citizen of this city, and the city that I was before in my country, and the place, the town that I born, under the view of European constitution and law, I'm doing these statements, heavy statements, fighting for my life, for myself, in any kind of way, respecting the laws and the society. I have the knowledge, serious, of all over those things that I'm doing as a statements here in Greek charges, and part of them are continuing here as a witness protection, as a victim, and as a man that I'm working in my case, saving myself, and I'm proud because I'm saved thousands of other people as an obligation to myself and my life. It's my responsibility of my words, of what I'm gonna say here, and I'm asking for justice. So I'm charged here, and I'm placed statements in public view for dangerous cycles of criminals. Those are employing people in social hospitals in my town, doctors and personal of nurse in emergency rooms, cycles of external nurses that working as killers, cycles of people of underworld that they have entrance in social hospitals, cycles of blackmailers, doctors, safety, personal employees, cycles of that destroying medical examination of blood, in while they destroying the originals. Also, I'm place statement here involving directors of hospitals, dangerous substances and using of them like illegal liquids that using for scanners and body scanners, also liquids that opening the veins and the purpose of this is to put in the body dangerous electrical, dangerous electronics of nanotechnology, also using of dangerous substances and liquids that purpose has the totally disaster of the body. I'm placing a statement here for thieving, for stealing and selling fortune of public of public fortune inside of hospitals, also involving in this kind of criminals job more than 35 persons that they working in separate hours, medicine cycles that has the supervision of the victim, cycles also in hospitals that working close with red 2 group, system of murders that hit with X-ray and the most powerful criminals machine. I'm testifying here my beating inside of the hospital, blackmail against my personality, my sexual dignity, threat against my life, psychological violence, attention to murder me, social money laundering, tortures, cycles of serious drugs, in hospitals, cycles that destroying body organs, human organs, destroying of sexuality, dignity, sexuality, ability, cycles that using money and they doing payments to safety personnel and emergency rooms, cycles that manipulate people, and the purpose is psychological violence and stress. Company of murderers that they have entrance after orders in the hospitals, pretending medical stuff. Supervision and building a cage of a victim, me, with fake papers, force of violence, and with purpose, my supervision, stay in a cage, and totally disaster of my name, my dignity, like a man and a professional. I make this statement in the most social view for those methods that they use by international criminals, that they have entrance in cycles in those hospitals and in private doctors. I place this statement for a public relationship with criminals organization, private doctors that they hiding the right medical papers and receipts. I make this statement in public for private doctors that they're using psychological violence methods that has to do with two red criminals group, and this kind of actions has to do with for hiding medical examination, like blocking of briefing area. Feeling is like a human being is drinking or feeling like he's dying. Blocking of this kind of area is the same feeling. Disaster of bones of whole body. Disaster of important organs in the belly place, like kidnap, stomach, and all other organs. Those kind of sick and dangerous criminals, they hitting with x-rays, and that's the first point that they hit in the human being. And place this statement here for doctors that involving in embarrassment of my sexual dignity. Those days or next months, I will place analytic statement and exhibition of facts and persons. I make this placement in social view for involving international criminals that using insurance to preserve safety of medical receipts, and they protect criminals, doctors, and personality and personal staff of hospitals, also for nurses. I place this statement in public view for fake medical oath of personality involving people in cooperation with criminals. For those facts, in emergency rooms, in two big hospitals in the town that I born. I place this statement in public view and tension for those dangerous persons and the relationship that they have with the underworld, with my city, Heraklion, Crete. Hospitals are Venizelio Hospital and Pepagni Hospital. I place this statement in public view for the continuously methods of international criminals and organizations and the connections with the Greek criminals and race. All facts in hospitals are registered in presence of a lot of people, like as manipulated people and witnesses, that all of them involving in my embarrassment, also in my psychological violence, force of violence, nerve shocking, threats against my life and my personality, direct threats and embarrassment for my sexual dignity, and they trying to destroy it, but they didn't succeed. This is my last sentence. Like a man, I told you, I'm not forget, and you will never forget. I'm continue in after a few days in the next statements. Thank you.